thought. I'm like, wait, what? Who is this? Yep. Cool. Well, Matt, we have something else we need to get into, and that is we need to talk about the elephant in the room that you want to murder, and that is Mighty Number Nine.
Do you want to give your little review of it first? Because mine might be longer.
Yeah, and then I'll just kind of chime in with you because I
Okay.
don't really have that much to say. So one of the things about this game is we talked
Drink the
about it's a
rest of my beer.
spiritual. It's Matt's getting drunk real quick to get this one over
Yeah,
with.
this is gonna be bad.
One of the things I have to say or about this game is that it's a spiritual successor to the Mega Man series. Therefore, it should have all the spirit of Mega Man. I don't think it does. I don't hate it as much as Matt does. Um, it's it's cool. You get the basic pick which level you want to go to. Which boss do you want to go after first. Where you're gonna get powers. Blah blah blah. It's very Mega Man in that sense. Um, Matt, one thing that you don't like that you pointed out to me and that I didn't really notice. So the first time I played Mega Man, or I'm sorry, the first time I played Mighty Number Nine, I played it on the Xbox and I didn't pay attention to the story. I just come on next. I wasn't even. I think I was talking to somebody and shit, and I just
Yeah.
got right to and I didn't pay attention to the story at all. So I really didn't hate it. I mean, it wasn't the greatest, but I didn't hate it. Now we got it on PlayStation because it was free and I paid attention to the story. And dude's name is Beck. Beck. That's not badass, dude. Like, it's
No.
not. You made a great point when you brought that up to me earlier this week, and it sucks. Like, call him, Super Guy or something, anything, but not Beck. So yeah, that's pretty shitty. The story is weak as fuck. There's too much of it. I don't care. They hold your hand way too much in the beginning, Matt. It's not necessary. It's kind of like I'll figure it out. He's only going to be able to do two or three things. It's fucking Mega Man, like it's not that hard to figure out. Um, and anybody buying that game isn't going to be new to the idea of Mega Man either. And they kind of catered towards that. And it's like, the game was crowdfunded by Mega Man fans. So why
Yeah.
are you pandering so bad? Like I don't know. So I have that to say about it. Now, the level design, it feels like Mega Man. You might disagree with that. I don't see any. I mean, it's making you use your dash. It's making you do things. Now, one thing that's cool is you can do that like power up. You can power up dash through people. So like once they're being damaged, you can then dash through them and do significant damage. And I like the way that it's done on this game. You can do it through like midair and stuff. It feels really fucking cool. It feels like some progression of Mega Man. Like I like it. It's not the best. It's not the best looking. For as like newer era 3D graphical as it looks, like it's definitely it's side scrolling, but it is 3D. It feels very empty and bland. Like they could have done so much more and made it more visually appealing than they did. I'm not wowed by it in any way graphically. So so that's one thing with me. I haven't played it, a great deal through. I played it back when I got it originally. I played through like the first, three levels and things like that, and then I played it up quite a bit this week. It's okay, especially for free. Get it, especially if you want to play something Mega Man-esque on a newer console, and maybe you don't want to spend any money. Matt doesn't agree with that at all. Even at
No.
free. So somebody should be paying you to play this, Matt. I
Yep.
paid
Yep.
$3 for it. Okay, so
God damn, it's
um,
bad.
it's so that's what I have to say. It's not even. I would put every other Mega Man in front of it, but I don't hate it. It's not the worst. It could have been better. It wasn't what they said it would be. And that's it. That's my review. So now that that's out the way, the part I've been waiting for this whole podcast, Matt, please let me know how you feel about Mighty Number Nine.
It sucks. The end. No, but so let me get into what's good about the game. And you,
There's good. Okay. All right,
yes,
go on.
and it's going to be very short. And you briefly touched on it, and that's his absorbability, where he gets little boosts in attack speed and defense, where you damage one of the bad guys and you have to run into them and you absorb their ability or whatever it is. I forget what they exactly call it. So that was the good. It was a neat little mechanic that sort of added on to the quote unquote Mega Man,
Right.
gameplay of it.
Right.
So
That's it.
That's it. That was the
That's
only
it.
that was the only thing I liked. Um, so let's get into, and you briefly touch on this. Let's get into the protagonist's name, Beck. And I
Yeah.
understand why they called him Beck, because his female robot assistant is named Call, Beck and Call. You know, and they're trying to play off of back in the Japanese names for Mega Man, rock and roll, rock and bass, and all that.
Lame.
So I
Lame.
I understand that, but it is such a terrible name for a good guy. Like, when you think of your protagonist, you almost want him to have, a cool name. Like look at Metroid for Samus Aran. That's a pretty cool name.
Oh, it's badass. Yeah.
Nathan Drake, Sonic, Mario, Link, Zelda, Cloud, Squall, Zidane, all really cool protagonist names. Lara Croft, even though Laura is a really, general name, it's still,
It's like they're supposed to be heroes, and they're supposed to be somebody you would
Yeah.
want to be or aspire to be, and that even is supposed to go down to even what they're called. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, I agree.
So, and just the fact that his name is Beck just already sort of makes me feel, as I'm playing, deflated, because it's like you have like the wimpiest name for a good guy ever. You couldn't have called him something like Ultraman or something, or I don't know,
We can't do man because then you're gonna get sued. So
Ultra Dude.
there you go.
Mega Dude.
Super bro.
Super Bro. Yeah, couldn't call him that. So that was one of the first bad things about that game. And the other thing that you touched on as well is the level design in this game is shit. It's terrible.
It's not that bad.
Oh, go play a regular Mega Man game and then go
Okay.
play Mighty Number 9.
See, I see a lot of similarities, man.
It tries to be similar, but it fails because the thing about it is the level design feels so sparse. There's
yes, it
not
does.
not a lot going on, and when something does happen, it feels so shittily done. So let's talk about Mighty Number One's level first, because that's the one I played the most. The fire guy.
Yep.
You can tell that they didn't give no shits about this game when they made it, because when you get to the part where the beams are starting to fall down,
Okay.
and there's like no damage being done to the area right in front of you. I mean, newer Mega Mans would have something happen, be shown like, oh my god, this is damaging the environment or some shit.
Okay.
This one, they were so fucking lazy that you see these giant pillars falling down and it doesn't like destroy the ground in front of you.
Yeah, okay, true. So another thing that I'm going to add to the level design, and it also ties into the protagonist's abilities, is they sort of have the wall jump or the wall grab. You have to grab onto a ledge in this game. You can't just be like halfway up it and then keep bouncing up or whatever, or grab on and slide down. No, you have to grab onto a ledge, and I think that makes the level more. I think it makes it worse, because now you have to make sure that it's where you can jump to. So it's almost kind of obvious what they want you to do. You know what I mean? Where Mega Man, like, sometimes you got to guess, like, am I supposed to fall down this hole? Or am I supposed to try to climb up this? Like, and this was just kind of like, oh, look, it's perfectly spaced that I can grab onto there.
Yeah.
So
And just the enemies that you fight as well too just feel boring. Like nothing imaginative about it, nothing cool looking. Like the design of the enemies all feels so plain and boring, like they didn't give two shits about it. I just feel like playing this game, I just feel like they didn't care about this game. They just wanted their Kickstarter money and come out with a shitty ass game and just say, all right, well, we got our money. We got our money's worth.
Could it possibly be, Matt, something that we touched on a few minutes ago, like that there wasn't a lot of people working on this and it's very hard to make a modern game? Do you think that maybe that plays a factor in it, that they maybe weren't counting on?
It's very possible. It's and like we mentioned earlier, where if you look at the early videos of Mighty Number 9, the game looks way better than what we got.
It does. Yes, that's very true.
And it's, I don't know. That's another big negative about the game is the level design. And let's talk about the bosses as well too. So when you're fighting a boss, you will get him down to a certain health level, and then he won't go down any further until you have to absorb him or some shit. You have to sort of dash into them. That is, to me, that just feels like such a terrible mechanic and such an easy way for you to just die easier in it. And when I was playing that intro level and you fight that boss at the very end, it took me forever to kill him because I had no idea what the hell to do. It's like I'm just shooting him, and then like, well, why does the health stop? And then I have to absorb. I didn't find that out until like 10 minutes into fighting him.
For a game that holds your hand at the very beginning, as much as it does, they really just kind of threw you to figuring it out at that point. I agree.
Yeah, and it's not bad that you have to figure it out, but there's just no easy indication that that's what you had to do.
Right. You know, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, because that whole dash ability where you absorb them, they said, as far as I understood, or made it seem like, that's optional. You don't have to do that. You know.
Yeah, no, that's true. I thought it was optional as well, and especially like if you watch like the trailers and stuff for it, like you just think, that's an optional way to kick somebody's ass, you know. But
yeah.
No, it's like necessary. Like even at the first boss, you know.
Yeah, so that was another thing about it, was just the whole, I don't know, just the bosses, when you go up to them, they felt, they tried to inject a personality into them, but it's like, no, just, if you want to be like Mega Man, don't try to inject personality into the bosses, just let's have them be cool looking, and that's it. And I feel like in the end, it tries too close to be like Mega Man. I understand this is a Mega Man spiritual successor, but they tried to make it so much like Mega Man that they didn't try to deviate and make it anything special on its own.
I could see that, and I agree with you on that. Yeah.
And it's, I just think overall it's such a disappointment, because even though I never bought it when it first came out, but I was following that Kickstarter for a long time and I was excited about it. And then when it finally came out, you know, I was reading the reviews, watching videos of it, and I'm just like, instantly, even though I haven't played it until now, it looked like shit. It's so disappointing that this comes from the creator of Mega Man, and this is what he makes. He got all this money from Kickstarter.
Maybe he should have just did something completely new and different.
Yeah, and it's, I don't know. It's so frustrating because I wanted this to succeed. You know, I really wanted this to succeed and make, because at the time, you know, Capcom was pretty much all but done with Mega Man. We had no notion that they were going to make Mega Man 11 or do anything else with Mega Man. And so we were thinking, okay, cool. So this is going to be it. This is how Mega Man's going to survive, is through Mighty Number 9. And then this is what we get. This is such a piece of shit. and well, I'm frustrated about it, because it's like, this is it? Really?
So what I got to say, Matt, is that, one, I'm proud of you, because not that you need my praise, but you before ever playing this game, you were pissed off about it. You were pissed because you saw what was promised and what was delivered. You didn't even want to play it. I couldn't get you to play it. You certainly weren't going to spend money on it.
Hell no.
We decided we were going to do a Mega Man episode, and it was going to be free, and you did it. And I really expected you to kind of just like not really even give it that much of a try, and you really did.
Like every time that I will admit, I only played it like 3 times over the week, and I didn't get that far at all, because I was getting so pissed off at it. I'm like, this is just fucking terrible. It's such stupid design, such stupid fucking bullshit.
You were texting me and shit too as you were hating on it too. That was pretty funny.
Like, some of the decisions in the design of the levels are like, really, this is stupid. All right, and it was boring. That was another thing. Like, it wasn't exciting to play the game at all. Like, none of the levels felt exciting. They all felt barren and empty. And then
Barren. Yeah,
and
that's a
then
good way to
every
put it.
fucking level has that little midway stopping point where you got to defeat a bunch of shit. And I'm
Yep.
like, this is stupid.
And
Why?
that's talk about that's just filler. You know,
Yeah.
that's difficulty for the sake of lack of interesting shit right there for sure. You know, so anytime you hate on this or Mighty Number Nine comes up or whatever, I will totally now officially accept your opinion on it. Before I'd roll my eyes and be a dick, but I feel like you gave it a fair shot. And I feel like you make a lot of really good points. In fact, you've got me agreeing with a bunch of shit, and I'm seeing shit that I wasn't seeing with it. So, you know, you are officially
Yeah.
allowed VCR Gaming stamp of approval to hate Mighty Number Nine. So
Yeah, and I've already deleted the game too off my PS4.
deleted it already.
Dude, I'm not gonna go back and play that game. It's so bad.
Wow.
I'll play a real game.
I'm just gonna so you can get these games for like crazy dirt cheap on eBay. I'm just gonna